That is Green Sky Bluegrass. That is one of my all-time favorite bands. You are watching Universidad. I am El Profesor. This Zoom recording is all about the introduction to your instructor, me, hence Green Sky Bluegrass. Welcome. We're going to run through a quick PowerPoint. So this is just an introduction of who is going to be educating you, and that's kind of important. So let's get rolling. On the screen is a PowerPoint. That is, all these pictures of this PowerPoint are mine. I did, take them, or I was in them in some capacity. So pretty cool pictures throughout this PowerPoint. This one is over kind of the ridge line between the Sierra Nevada mountains and the Nevada border, kind of by Las Vegas. So what they call the White Mountains. I don't know if you've ever been to Las Vegas or California, but there's some. It's not just mountains in the Sierra Nevadas. There's another mountain range out there. So anyways, going to move on here. Next slide. I'm going to introduce a very special person for you. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here because she has a job too. This is my partner. Very special moment captured there on the beaches of Mallorca, Spain, in the Mediterranean. We had an incredible moment. This is shortly after our engagement. We live in Minneapolis right now. So I do commute up to St. Cloud. I'm in St. Cloud pretty often. I'm still around running the streets. If you see me, honk, wave, I'm around and about. Okay, well, family's a big deal to me as well. This is my dad and my sister on the streets of Indianapolis, Indiana. I grew up in Cincinnati. These two were out cheering me along in the Monumental Marathon back in 2019, where I did set a PR. Give me a good pat on the back next time you see me. My mom is in there too, so yeah, we're a close family. We grew up really close. Fortunately, you see the Eagles hat, the Flyers sweatshirt. We are Philadelphia sports fans. Sorry, you Vikings fans, you Twins fans out there. Go Philadelphia, right? Don't hate me, but I'll cheer on the Twins for you, in the Wild, I guess too. The Vikings, I don't know. The Eagles have this new rivalry with Minnesota in the last 5 or 6 years, so. I'm going to stick with the Eagles on that one. So obviously a big sports fan too, and family is very important. We cannot forget about Chase. Chase is my dog. She's amazing. The story goes, I was moving from California to Tennessee, to Nashville, doing my postdoctorate studies. I got her in the Sierra Nevadas. So I mentioned the Sierra Nevadas. It was a little bit north of where that picture was. So let's see some pictures. I definitely rescued her, but yet, as I always say, we don't rescue them, they rescue us. So that's her there with the pink collar. She has a new collar now. This really cool, what they call Fee GPS smart collar. I don't know. It's incredible. It does all kinds of crazy things. Next picture up is where I actually got her. Those are some beautiful mountains there. Nice stream with the fall colors. This is our first hike that we went on. Shortly after I got her, we went out on a hike. She was just this ball of mush, and I was ended up having to carry her. Some crazy adventures we had going from California to Nashville. And then one more picture. I love to run with her. I love to bike with her. I'd hike, all kinds of crazy things with her. She's so much fun. And there's her eating her first ever ice cream cone. She's super sweet, and I love her to death. So we do have 2 cats as well. Those cats are not pictured, partly because my partner, they were her cats until we got together, and now they're our cats, and this is our dog. So it's my dog. Running adventures. Happiest outdoors. This is Mount Elbert. This is actually, fun fact, the second highest continental peak. Okay, Mount Whitney out in California is the highest. Mount Elbert is the second highest, is shortly lower than Mount Whitney. That is me, actually. My good buddy, Kenny, he took this picture of us hiking rather stupidly with minimal equipment. So I do not have snowshoes on there. I don't have yak tracks. I don't have hiking poles. We just decided one day, hey, we were in Colorado. Let's go hike Mount Elbert, and we did. Thank God we made it okay. We took lots of breaks, had lots of water. So we made it out okay there. 14,000 feet is really high. If you've never been up that high, I highly encourage you to take a trip to Colorado, go up some mountains, and it is a different life at altitude. Running, I've mentioned running probably 2 or 3 times already. You're going to unfortunately hear me talk a lot about running. It's just a metaphor for life, and I fit it into teaching pretty regularly. So I apologize if I talk too much about running. But if you are a runner, beginner, advanced, whatever, you know that it's just this continual evolution of life and who you are as a person and the places you go and the people you encounter. So this is me in the Medtronic TC 10 mile back in 2019, had a great race there as well. So I'm probably thinking a lot about two things: pizza and beer when I run. People think it's this deep philosophical experience, and more often than not, it's not. However, I do think about teaching a lot. I do think about you guys and your grades and what I'm going to be teaching this upcoming week and what I have to do. And sometimes I'm able to zone that out and just focus on my surroundings and who I am. And it's a spiritual connection in there too. But there's often time for pizza and beer in that crazy mind of mine. These are some of my friends from Nashville. We do this fun thing called Ragnar. If you don't know what Ragnar is, go look it up. 200 miles across some state. Typically, we do it in Kentucky, through the mountains, the hills of Kentucky. And you have two vans, and there's a team in each van, and you kind of hand off this baton to your teammates. And it's this weekend adventure of just running and not sleeping and just really getting to know each other really well because you're in a van. But you also see some really cool sights. So in Kentucky, they do what's called the bourbon chase, and you pass through all the distilleries that you've heard about, and the distilleries are out there throwing big parties. So it's a really, really fun time. But it's more than that too. I mean, you develop these deep, meaningful relationships that I still, I've been in Minnesota for a while now, and I still talk with my Nashville friends. I still travel with my Nashville friends, and the same goes for other places that I've been to. So running is a big part of my life. It provides a lot of meaning in my life, as do the great outdoors. This is John Muir. He was a writer. Really, if you read his writing, he wasn't that good of a writer, but he does have some really good quotes. And he does come across some really good points, but everything else in between is eh. So anyways, he was big for exploring California and the Sierra Nevada mountains. This is Rainbow Falls on the John Muir Trail. Beautiful spot. If you're in a drought season, this kind of whittles down a little bit, but we just happened to be there during a non-drought season, and it was just simply incredible. Where else? This is what we call Convict Lake. If you've ever read John Steinbeck, he writes a lot about California and the settings there, and this is one of the areas that he wrote about. Beautiful places. My friend Alex playing the guitar, serenading us on our hike. We went through Convict Lake, just stunning. And it is a place where you can just disconnect, disconnect from your phone, from email, from work, just, focus on your life and what do you need to do, and who you are, what's been going on, and just restore yourself, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I love the outdoors. My professional career, just going to real quick wrap this up here. I was a paraprofessional, special education teacher, coordinator. All of these are very important to my teaching because there's no typical college student anymore, right? We have people from all different ages, backgrounds. We have life stages, all representing all kinds of life stages. So I feel like I can really connect to our future teachers, our current teachers out there, because I've been through all of these different stages throughout the kind of educational ladder, so to speak. So I enjoy my time. I had really positive experiences at each one of these stops. I spent about 2 years being a para. I was a teacher for about 3 years, a coordinator for a year, and then I really wanted to get into a place where I could have more of an impact on the field of special education, specifically this area that we call transition planning. So I became a research assistant over in San Diego State University. And then I did a postdoc in Nashville. So I've been kind of all over the map. I grew up in Cincinnati, Coney Island. I'm going to show you a cool picture of Coney Island here in a second where I taught. So all these places that I've been, right? New York City, in Brooklyn, the South Bronx, right? San Diego, Nashville. All these were really good, robust experiences that have an impact on my teaching. And you'll see those come alive in our classes. And I'd invite you to ask questions about these experiences and what it was like for me to be at each one of these stages and how I got there and what did I do and where did I go after that? Why did I go where I went? So anyways, that's Coney Island. Isn't that amazing? I think that's just remarkable. So Coney Island used to be thriving back in the 50s, then it had kind of a decline, and then it came back. So this is Coney Island when I was teaching. So it did have this revitalization. And what I really liked about Coney Island is that I taught right next to it. So I could go right out to the boardwalk, what we call the boardwalk right here. And right after school, I could go for a run. You know, I could do my homework at a coffee shop down there, do all kinds of sorts of fun stuff at Coney Island. All right, moving on. And then let's look at right here. Oh, that's Nashville. So that's a pretty cool place too. That's, if you ever been to Nashville, that is, you know, where all the tourists go. So I live pretty close to Broadway, as they call it, where all the honky tonks are. But Vanderbilt is relatively close to Broadway, and that's where I worked at Vanderbilt and spent most of my time. Not on Broadway. Come on, guys, not on Broadway, at Vanderbilt University. So all this is leading to, you know, what I really pursue now in my professional career, and that's just improving the lives, improving the outcomes of individuals with, you know, autism, intellectual disability, and other developmental disabilities as well, right? So that's what I'm really passionate about, specifically employment, you know, those adult outcomes, independent living, post-secondary ed, and employment. I'm definitely passionate about those. And we do have some current research projects going on, so please do ask about those too. And we're always looking for students to help us out and, you know, continue to make the world a better place and make it better for teachers and for people with disabilities. And, you know, we're just all going to benefit from that. So as I always like to say, we're always in beta, right? We're always in change. We're always improving. We're always striving for improvement and taking what we know, making it better, searching for ways to make it better. Beta, you know, change. That's what it means, right? So that's me. I don't want to ramble on too much longer. I'm sure you're already bored. I'm really interested in getting to know you all this semester. I want to get to know you. We're going to do class activities. Yes, we're going to do cheesy icebreakers. We're going to do, you know, discussion board activities to get to know each other. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared to open up a little bit. That's all I'm asking, a little bit, whatever you're comfortable with, maybe push a little bit beyond that, right? And then we're gonna get to know each other and really grow this semester, like I've been saying and talking about, and improving as educators, even me, you know, improving my teaching too. So, all right, enough rambling. That's Dr. Valentini. That's your instructor. Green Sky Bluegrass, go check them out. Fun band, my favorite. The banjo, favorite instrument, the banjo, really prominent in Green Sky Bluegrass. Anyways, enough is enough. I will see you in another Zoom recording. Take care. Looking forward to getting to know you.